Today's video is going to go over how you can change the verbiage in relation to your member billing items, such as your email notifications or the PDF invoices themselves. To do this, we're going to start out on our member billing page and then head on the bottom left here into Invoice Receipt Verbiage Config. Here we're going to see a whole page of different verbiage options. We're going to go over the main ones that I see used most often, but if you do ever have further questions, you can either consult the help desk or go ahead and send us in a ticket. But to start with, you'll see up top that we have first our email options. So these are going to be the emails that your members receive with notifications in regards to their invoices. So we see a new member invoice email. These are going to be that first initial email members receive if you're sending them out a notification of their invoice. So that's only going to happen if it's the first email they have in the system. Otherwise, your members will be receiving this renewal invoice email. That is what you're normally sending out when you send the batch renewal email notifications. There's also a past due invoice email if you're sending out to members who are past due on their payment. And then there's also a non-dues invoice email. So if you're sending emails out in regards to invoices that are non-dues related. Then you do also have a statement email if you are choosing to send statements out to your members. So these are all options for you. We're actually only going to go into one of them because all of their screens and changes will be the same, but you are able to change them individually and have messages set up for each different option. You can also see you can change the subject line of these emails right here. All you would need to do is change that and then submit at the bottom, and that will apply to any future emails you send out. Since I see the renewal invoice email changed most often, we'll go ahead and click here to edit. And we'll see this page pop up. As we can see from the drop-down menu up here, this is the default message. So this message is going to apply to anyone who does not have custom verbiage set up. And the message appearing here is going to be what your current default message is. You can see the normal editor you see throughout our site appearing here. So you're able to use this to set up the email however you would like. It has all the normal options that you may see in any other editors, and you can add images or links in order to make this as personal as needed. Once you do change the message how you would like, all you would need to do is click submit, and any future email you send out for renewal invoice emails would use this default message. However, the other thing I do like to look at is if we click the drop-down message, we're going to see a drop-down of all of the member types within our system. As you can see, for instance, this one has a custom verbiage signal to the left of it. If we click here, we can see that this message is slightly different than what we were seeing for the original message, which is why it's letting us know that it's custom verbiage. That means any of these other member types, when a renewal email goes out, would receive this default verbiage, but our SUSE member here would receive custom verbiage. You can do that for any of your member types. So say you wanted your alumni to have something slightly different added. All you need to do is add the message here and click submit. If we come in and look again and look at our alumni here in the drop-down menu, we'll see that they too now have this custom verbiage option. So you do have the ability to do this for each of your member plans if you have something specific to say in the email to each of them, or you can just stick with your default. Or you can say you wanted the alumni to temporarily have custom verbiage, but then you decide they should now go back to having the default message. If we come back to our alumni here and delete everything out of this editor and click submit once more, when we come in and look again, we can see that the alumni no longer has custom verbiage. So it is quite simple to go back and forth between having custom verbiage or not, but then your members will receive email verbiage based on what's set up here. Anyone without the custom verbiage will again receive this default message here. I do normally recommend making sure you have this set up before you send out your email notifications or before you go in to send them out. That way you don't have to worry about it. You can just know that this text is being used. However, you will have the option to come into the screen from your email setup and change the message at that time as well. So again, you do have all of these different options, but all of these pages and drop downs will work the same. So once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to easily update your email verbiage as often as you would like for any of these different options. The next thing you'll see here is the renewal notification program. So this is one of the options if you have automatic email notifications turned on. So if you would like to have that set up, you will need to let us know. You can have it either as programmed, which is what is here, or sequential, which is when it would send your renewal email out based on a set number of days. So say you want someone to receive an email notification every 30 days until they pay, then you could set it up as sequential and then have this email notification go out for each of those. Otherwise, we can set it up for you as programmed. And what it would look like if we click in here is you're going to be able to set up a list of messages by choosing Add New Message. If we look at the days out here, we're going to see that the message is sent this many days before the effective date. So if our invoice was effective as of November 1st, and we wanted to have an email notification sent out 30 days before that, then we would go ahead and set this to 30 days. We could have this be renewal notice, and then we could have this message set up however we would like. You will see you have some options here to personalize it. So if we wanted the member's first name to be listed, we could do that, and you have a few different options with that here. So you can just input those just as they're appearing here, and that will default and pull that information from the member's record when it sends out. However, once you have the message set up, you can click continue and see that it appears here. If we add another one real quick, you can also see that you need to use a negative number for messages to be sent after. So say my invoice was effective as of November 1st, but a week later it's still unpaid. We can set up a notification to go out 7 days after by doing a -7. We could set up as please pay, and then enter another message to our members here. This option allows for a bit more individualism of the emails. So if you're using the sequential, it's going to send that same message out until the members pay, whereas using the programmed here is going to allow you to set up different verbiage and different emails for each of the different messages you would like to send. So those are both automatic email notification options that you have, but they do need to be turned on by us here at MemberLeap. So if you just let us know if you're interested in using one of those, we can help you get that set up. Further down the screen then, we see PDF options. So you have your PDF invoice new member, PDF invoice renewal, PDF invoice past due, and then also the payment voucher if you're allowing for a bill me option. Again, all of these PDF options are going to look the same when you're editing. So we'll go ahead and just take a look here within the PDF invoice renewal. You'll see it's a bit simpler here based on what invoices can allow for, but you do still have the option to change the verbiage that's appearing. And I'll go ahead and show you an invoice here real quick so you can see what we're referring to. The verbiage changed on the page we just saw is going to be what's appearing here at the top of the invoice. So you do have that option to type whatever message you would like, and then it will update immediately within the system, so you'll then be able to go take a look at any invoice and see how that's appearing. Again, you do also have this drop-down menu here. Anyone without custom verbiage will be using the default message, but just the same as we had with the email notifications, if you add additional verbiage to this screen, click Submit, and then come back in, we will see custom verbiage set up. And then that can also be removed the same way as with the email notifications by deleting everything from in this box, going back in, and seeing that, again, the custom verbiage has been removed. So that is how you're able to change this verbiage area of your invoice simply by coming in and editing how you would like. You can also change your receipt verbiage by clicking to edit. You'll see the CK editor again with options of how you could set it up. And again, you can change it based on member type or leave everyone with the default verbiage. Once you submit and save, that is going to update on all future receipts that you would be sending out. Some of the other options I see used more often are the note lines here, which appear on the invoice once more. So you can see here, this is appearing bottom of items box, and you have two of these options for invoice note line 1 and invoice note line 2. So those are going to appear right down here on the box. So if we go ahead and enter notes into here and click submit, and then we'll go ahead and reopen this invoice now. Now that we've loaded that, and take a look. We can now see note 1 and note 2 have been added to the bottom of the page. So we'll head back into invoice receipt verbiage config. You can also then see that these lines appear on your receipt as well. So this is going to be on the PDF output of your receipt, and it's also going to be on the lower left corner of your items box. And they do have a 105 character limit, so they are for shorter messages or items you would like to add here. And then a couple final things I see used most often are the online renewal verbiage, and then the online renewal verbiage after payment. So when your member clicks the link in their email to come and pay online, the first screen they're going to see will have this verbiage right here. So if you would like to add any additional instructions or messages, again, you have your CK editor here. You're able to add any message you would like, and you can again do it based on member plan, and that's going to add additional verbiage to that first screen that they see. Similarly, you also have this after payment completed option. If you would like to add an additional message after they have paid, such as confirming their payment or letting them know how they can continue, again, you can do that here, and you do have these options like we had for the programmed email renewal, where you can go ahead and add information that's pulled directly from their member record. You can again change this based on member type and then submit when you are done. If you leave any of these options open, that means it's just going to continue using the default verbiage for our system. So I normally recommend just going through the process, seeing what everything looks like, and then deciding if you'd like to change it. So again, those are the biggest items I normally see used within this page. If you do have further questions about any of this or you run into any problems, go ahead and take a look at the help desk or send us in a ticket, and we'd be happy to help you further.